What's up, Cancer? I'm going to go ahead and get into a collective reading for you today. I hope that you are doing well. This month of September is a very critical time. It's a lot that is about to change. There's a lot on the horizon. It's eclipse season. We're coming up on the energy of this Pisces full moon and also the 999 portal. A lot of energy happening here. Interesting that the Two of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. It's just got me thinking about the reading from yesterday. Good Lord. So let's go ahead and take a few breaths, set some intentions. Sending so much love to you, Cancer Collective, all of your Cancer placements, wherever you have Cancer in your chart, whether you are a Cancer, you're cross-watching for a Cancer, or you're just in a space where you're doing a lot of reflection and healing. So let's tap into the energy. What do you have to say, Spirit, for the Cancer Collective? Five of Wands, feeling a little chaotic, confused. Two of Wands, clearly a lot of passion. Eight of Wands, Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That's a lot of wands here. That's 10. That's 21 wands. Wow, new cycle. With the Fool at the bottom, like, something's shifting here. Some sort of a new cycle. Something has ended and is beginning. But having like confusion, decision making, forward movement, recognition, victory, and success. Very interesting here. A lot of movement. Wow. Okay, let's get some more energy on this. Then the World came out. Who's lying? I'm not. One of my favorite readers says that. Who lying? I ain't. It's a lot of wands, a lot of passion, a lot of fire. You could be going through like a spiritual awakening right now. Hanged Man in reverse. You're coming out of some sort of stuck energy. Maybe you had to do a lot of self-reflection and you're coming out of this energy right now. The Four of Cups was at the bottom as well. A lot of new. I just saw the Magician, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Swords just came out. The Truth. Five of Cups had showed itself. And here it is again at the bottom of the deck. So maybe you're like coming out of this sad and depressed, coming out of this stuck energy. Some sort of clarity has just really broken through for you. And the Sun, yeah, that's double clarity. Wow, seems really different from the energy from yesterday. So the energy could have just shifted. It seems like every day we wake up lately, it's like just for real, like whole new timeline, completely different energy. So something's happened where you've received a lot of clarity and you're feeling very passionate about a new cycle. Justice, the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, could have something to do with some sort of a romantic relationship. Or this could just be about you finding balance and truth within yourself. So clarify the Five of Wands. What's up with the confusion energy? Clarify the Five of Wands, the Devil. That's like toxicity, bondage, self-sabotage, temptation, obsession. Give me another card on that. Okay, so you're working hard to come out of that. You've been doing a lot of soul searching. Oh, Lord, let me get this card. Okay, so you've been doing a lot of soul searching, going within, maybe really working on your spirituality, finding balance within yourself. But I am picking up that this does have something to do with a relationship, because we got the Four of Wands, Two of Cups to the Hermit at the bottom. So I feel like you've been isolating, working really hard on yourself to come up out of that devil energy and confusion. And you've received some sort of clarity, confirmation. You've received some sort of clarity to where you're ready to start a new cycle and have some sort of a new beginning here. So what did you receive clarity on? What's the breakthrough? Six of Cups. So past life, soulmate, nostalgic, a lot of reflection, harmony. You've been doing a lot of thinking with Judgment and the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Also with the oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of healing and reflecting, and it seems like it's very sustainable and stable. The fact that we got the Star, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles to the Judgment, like you've received clarity with the help of the divine, some sort of spiritual awakening that you've potentially had, where you're recognizing what it is that you really want to move towards. You've gotten a lot of clarity on that, and have clearly done some really good reflection. We even had the Four of Swords also at the bottom of the deck. So you've been resting, you've been healing, you've been meditating, and you've been finding answers within. So give me some more energy on this Six of Cups. Eight of Swords and the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. So you were clearly like really up in your head about this situation. The limiting beliefs, you really was just holding yourself back from something that you just needed the strength to move forward on. Some sort of long-standing commitment, could be marriage and partnership. Wow, we got double sixes at the bottom too, where you want to have like equal give and take. You want to move into calmer waters and start some new cycle. Yeah, that you were kind of juggling before. You needed to find some stability potentially with your money, and you want to come to this Empress. Could be a actual divine feminine that you want to come into connection with, or it could just be you coming into balance with your divine feminine within yourself. Give me more on this energy. Queen of Swords with the Five of Swords at the bottom. So it's taking us back into that Six of Swords energy. So you had a lot of conflict with somebody, and there were some boundaries that had to be put up. There needed to be some healing from like really sharp communication, disagreements, broken hearts. What's this? I kind of feel like I know what it is, but give me some energy on this new cycle. A lot of pentacles. So new cycle within money. New cycle within some money. Give me another card on that. Because it came out in reverse, but I low-key hit it and it came out in the uprights. It came out in the upright and I accidentally hit it, and I picked it up in the reverse. So we're gonna take it in the reverse. Yeah, so there was some sort of a stalemate. There was some sort of a standstill that happened with this Queen of Pentacles energy. Maybe something where somebody just wasn't ready, just really up in their head, feeling like they needed to think before they took action, trying to weigh all the pros and cons, even though they felt it in their intuition. This could be you. You know, I don't know who I'm reading for, if you're cross watching or if this is your energy, but maybe you felt like you needed to think about something, like you weren't sure about moving forward with this Queen of Pentacles. So it was like a standstill on that. But underneath it with the Chariot, it's like I feel like you really did want to move forward, and maybe you wound up kind of being all up in your head about this. Let me shut my door a little bit because I always have my doors open, but it's a little windy, and so it kind of shakes my camera. Sorry about that, you guys. And then with the Seven of Pentacles, like I feel like you just was like thinking for like a really long time about something. I feel like it was kind of like a gift from God, but maybe you were just overthinking it. You just weren't feeling sure about it. Give me more on this Queen of Pentacles reversed. Something that you wanted to manifest, like you wanted to move, you wanted to build something with this person, but it seems like you had to, there was some sort of a death that happened though. A lot of three energy. So it was something that needed to get nurtured that just didn't. Yeah, something wasn't in balance. There was an injustice. Somebody was holding back, too focused on other things. And so the Queen of Pentacles energy had to turn into that Queen of Cups, being intuitive, nurturing herself, because this lover's energy wasn't happening. Okay, what else do you want to talk about, Spirit, with this situation? Nine of Wands. This is like almost over. It's been like a long time coming. It's probably felt very exhausting. And it's like you are like a warrior that's just ready for the fight to be over. But the Ten of Pentacles is here after confusion about the Empress. This Nine of Wands, this wounded warrior understanding what ultimate fulfillment is for them. This is giving me that divine masculine energy. After being too much in your head, fighting too hard for like things that didn't really matter, like just kind of wanting to have the last word, wanting to be in control, Emperor, like wanting to be in control, got you with the Ten of Swords, feeling like it just ended and crumbled and, you know, probably just wasn't even worth it, to be honest. What else? That Knight of Cups in reverse. So yeah, you know, you weren't leading with your heart at first, and now you want a new beginning with this Queen of Wands because you see this person. Um, have we seen all the queens? We got the Queen of Pentacles out, the Queen of Swords. Here go the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, and we have the Queen of Cups. We saw the Queen of Cups earlier. So all of the queens, which is the Empress embodied, like the Empress is the embodiment of all of the queens as well as the High Priestess. So I'm picking up on a masculine who wanted a relationship with the divine feminine that wasn't moving towards her, and now there's been a painful ending and you're ready to have a new beginning. You've received clarity, you're ready to move forward, you're ready to put in the work. And if this is not about a relationship, then this could be about you, whether you are a masculine or a feminine, whether you're in whoever I'm talking to, clearly you operate more so in your expressive energy, and maybe you were resisting your yin energy. Maybe you were resisting being receptive, resisting being intuitive, following your heart. And now you're ready to let that energy in and find balance and harmony within yourself with that. Yeah, you're like ready to rush towards having this divine feminine because you were sitting in a lot of regret. You were sitting in a lot of disappointment and sadness by trying to stiff arm or like push away this energy. Anything else? Ten of Pentacles. This is something to do with your legacy, with your money, ultimate happiness. The fact that we got the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Sun out here. It's a lot of happiness when it comes to, when it comes to this love relationship, this spiritually guided relationship that went through a really big tower because somebody was holding back, and the divine came in and had to call justice on this situation to bring balance. So this Two of Cups situation, this soulmate love, this 1111, this union, this foundation, this feeling of coming home, it's like someone had to go in and do a lot of reflecting and soul searching. And in doing that, the light was shined on this beautiful divine connection. I'm curious about how this divine feminine is feeling though. So can we get some messages on that? Page of Swords. I'm getting that she's curious with the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom, wants to potentially take things slow, see if this is going to be consistent. With the Star, I feel like she's feeling hopeful, potentially inspired, maybe ready to heal this connection. Wheel of Fortunes, a lot of tens out here as well. So potentially ready to take a chance. Wheel of Fortune, it could go either way. It could go forward, it could not. That seems like almost like a hidden energy, like this is going to be divinely timed and divinely appointed. I'm picking up on like maybe whereas you were feeling hot and cold at first, now this person's feeling very unsure. Definitely wants reciprocity on the situation and to move to calmer waters, potentially a commitment, or this is just again with the Hierophant showing up underneath all of that as well. It's pointing to the fact that this was a committed soul contract between the both of you. Anything else about the divine feminine? Yeah, she's standing in her strength. She's graceful, she's strong, she's courageous. um, Juggling though, maybe working on her money, or even just deciding again, that's just kind of picking back up on that juggling energy, like is this something that I want to go back into, because I know who I am, I'm the Empress, I know what I bring to the table, I know my value and I know my worth, but there was a lot of confusion, there just wasn't emotional stability within this relationship. But I feel like maybe she's been working on some inner child healing as well, and is potentially open. Her heart is potentially open to this. Nine of Cups, but she's working on just emotional fulfillment, allowing for the death of this relationship, standing in her truth, and potentially working with other people, collaborating with other people and regarding money, or just stable relationships, wanting stable and grounded relationships around her. So can we get anything about the potential outcome or any advice on moving forward with this connection? Any advice? Judgment. So just allowing for the divine to come through. Somebody needs to tell the truth. which could potentially put an end to the connection, but it's going to provide a lot of healing either way. But there was a lot of deceptive energy, a lot of lies that were told, somebody who was trying to get away with the truth. Um, Very interesting. This is like judgment energy again. We have 10 swords, 7 and 3, and we have 10 wands, 7 and 3. So whatever this is, it seems like it's going to be very this is going to take a lot, I feel like, on the masculine, because this is swords and wands, which is both masculine energy. The yin energy in the tarot is the cups and the pentacles. So when it comes to swords and wands, that's divine masculine energy. So the masculine here, whether that's you or this other person, needs to tell the truth for healing, needs to be open about whatever the deceptive energy was, and offer the truth for healing for both parties. And then you have the 3 of Wands, so with the 7 of Wands, so this masculine, it might feel defensive about the journey that needs to be taken. Maybe feels defensive about whatever it is that they feel like they have for themselves, because I'm getting like the 6 of Wands down here. So like validation, victory, success, recognition, fame, as if maybe the masculine doesn't want to have to. I feel like the masculine is like resisting, a little bit resistant, maybe a little defensive still about that communication that needs to happen, because the 7 of Wands is also right before the 8 of Wands, that breakthrough and that communication. So the masculine has to come out of this defensive energy, not being so, like, what are the words that I'm looking for, as if you're like trying to hold your ground, you know what I'm saying? But so it's going to feel like a burden having to take this journey towards this feminine, but you're looking at a new beginning here. There's so much potential for some sort of new beginning. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and stop there. The fact that we have the Judgment here, and then we also have the more energy of that 20 with the new beginning. So there's a lot of potential here. It's going to take some balance, someone really getting out of their head, overcoming their anxiety and allowing for forward movement. Um, but there's a lot of potential for new beginnings here. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. But someone needs to tell the truth and come out of illusion. And there's going to be some forward momentum here and some balance that comes into play. But, tarot is just reading energy. So ultimately, you have free will and it's totally up to you. But I believe that you totally have the ability. I just cut open the deck to the King of Cups and the King of Wands. So you have the ability, you have the emotional strength, you have the spiritual strength to come to this queen and do whatever it is that you need to do. You know what that is, but clearly there was a lot of energy of holding back, and that has led to some disappointment for you. So if you're willing and able and desiring to rise into your strength, then it seems like you have the potential for a lot of happiness here in a brand new cycle. So Cancer, I hope that this was helpful. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.